Good day, everyone. On today's video, we're going to look at both bullish and bearish case scenarios for Bitcoin's tightening range breakouts. We're going to look at trend lines for both those cases to see how price action is maneuvering through both. Stay with us. Okay, so we're on the Bitcoin daily chart now. And let's go ahead and look at those both case scenarios, the bullish and the bearish case, because as non-biased traders, it is wise to map out both those case scenarios. And either way, that price action does break, we're looking to capitalize and turn a profit, right? So real brief, let's just go ahead and look at current price action. Again, not much happening. Pretty much we just have some sideways consolidation, looking for price to have some type of major break. As I said in the last video, I was just looking for price to go between moving average and consolidate for a little bit, because at this point in the game especially, I'm just interested in support and resistance and to take positions from there. As I did share, the last position I took was around 9480, jumped out around 10600, so now very happy just to be on the sidelines and wait for the next high percentage trade to take. But let's go ahead and look at those scenarios. And we're going to map out the continuation pennant and also the descending triangle. So let's go ahead and do that. Here we have our descending triangle. This is the white line right here, the bottom of the triangle. And again, this top white line, there's the top part of the triangle. And our pennant is going to be the bottom in black here, going through. But we're going to use that same white line as the top of the pennant. Okay, so there we have the pennant, which again is a continuation pattern of this major run that we did have from all the way down over here back in February or so. That would be a continuation pattern to break us up to the upside. And again, we have the descending triangle in white that would bring us down and take price action to the downside. Again, either way, we're going to capitalize on both. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at some measured moves. And again, this is the pen, and we'll start over here. Say roughly there, but let's go ahead and change this to green because we want to see that big green candle, and I wouldn't mind seeing that on a daily. I think Bitcoin did have days that were pretty close to that. Okay, so just taking an example from a breakout in this area would bring us to this 14,921, which I've had marked for quite a while. And again, that will go back quite a ways, as you can see here, support and resistance. So that would be a good breakout point to take us for a measured move at that area. So I would be looking at, if we break out to the upside, the 14,921. So that would roughly what we'll be looking at. And again, on a break, I'd look for either a retest and then a strong move up, jump on some options in another position, or we could have a break right up, consolidate on top of this 10,708, which has been an important line of support and resistance. So look for a consolidation on there, maybe jump in a position there at that point, and some options as well. So that's how I'd be looking to jump in if price action does break to the upside. Let's go ahead and take a look at our measured move to the downside if that scenario did happen. Again, let's take our measured move here, roughly in this area. Let's obviously turn this one red for a red candle. And again, that would bring us to 5,903. And that would be a significant level. That's where we did have a breakout here. I remember this specifically because I was watching price action and I thought it was very possible for a breakdown. So I did not enter anywhere in these areas. And when we did have this break to the upside, that's when I started entering around into the 6,000 areas. And I did jump out. I believe the first time I got stopped out was 11,444. So I was happy to take that run, and that's the point where I did jump in when we did break past this area here. But that 59.03, going back, you could see how when Bitcoin did capitulate, we did have a fairly hard bounce, V-shaped recovery in that area. And I believe in the last videos or two, I went through, price action bouncing from that area. So again, that's a significant level. I would be looking, if we did break to the downside, to jump into a short position, and just looking to accumulate BTC whenever I would jump out of that position, and of course hold on to that accumulated BTC until we had a break to the upside. And I would just take it back up to that 50,000, hold on to it then, which we all are looking for Bitcoin to get to, and which we all know one day it will. But let's go ahead and take a look at some recent price action on the trend lines we were speaking about. And we could see here on the pennant where we started, we had price action breakout, come back down, retest right on that pennant, as well as on the moving average here, the Dine exponential. That'd be a good point to jump in after we got a nice rebound and consolidation on some support here, and price action breaking up to the upside, taking that with the moving average. So we could see here price action definitely respecting. This is on the 12-hour, the pennant in this area. Let's go down a little more. Then we could see here we had our, when the seller stepped in, we had that break quite aggressively to the downside. We could see here again price action respecting this pennant line very well. Okay, so eventually the buyers did step in. We took it to the upside. Then we came back down to test certain levels. This trend line again is going back to the bear market. And we could see here when we had price action in this area, it respecting the descending triangle very well. You'd say maybe it wicked from the pennant. Either way, it looks a little more how we had some price action respecting the descending triangle in this area. Okay, and again here we had price action break to the downside. We had some tests of this 9895, again the horizontal support going back to 2017. Price action had a very strong bounce right off the bottom of the descending triangle again on this area. Going down a little further, we could see price action pretty much playing between the pennant and the descending triangle on those trend lines until the buyers eventually took this last run up to the upside, and currently where price action is. Let's just go ahead and take a 4-hour look. Again, we could see price action pretty much respecting between these two lines, the bottom of the triangle and the bottom of the pennant, until price action decided to break to the upside. But again, very hard to tell either way. Going through all this, again, it's pretty much a 50-50 shot. Some areas were respected on the pennant, some areas were respected on the triangle, again, which is leading me just to wait to a breakout towards one way or another to be able to make a decision when I want to jump in. Okay, so yeah, again, for me, just currently, we're in the middle of this no trade zone. I'm just interested in support and resistance. If price action gets down here, looks like we're going to get another bounce. I'll take the long, and hopefully we could even take that up and take it all the way for the breakout to the upside. Again, other case scenario, if we do again have a rejection here and takes price action to the downside, be a great position to get into short if we do break to the downside and take a nice profitable trade from there. Okay, and that was our look at Bitcoin and its trend lines. Let's go ahead and take a look at our Bitcoin dominance chart. And we do have the Bitcoin dominance chart set up on the weekly scale here, as well as with our Fibonacci extension. And as we can see at the 618, we had some resistance. We then had the bulls and buyers step in, take price action to test the top of this channel, as well as the 0.786. And now we're waiting to see which way price action wants to break from here. Still trying to get past this channel, which if we did have a breakout, we'd be looking at a Bitcoin dominance of 87.91, which would be a very good deal for Bitcoin and not a good deal for alts, which I'd be more than willing to make that trade. But let's take a look at some quicker price action here on the 12-hour. Again, we had the bulls try to take this price action to the upside and break the channel, which they did, but we had rejection at the 786. Again, we had a tightening range here, move on the moving averages. We had another failed attempt of a breakout to the channel, and now we're just consolidating on this moving average, the non-exponential, and as well as trying to get over this 0.786. So with alts looking how they are, I needed more confirmation from them. Again, from the last video, I went over some alts, and I'm still flat as far as any positions. With how weak they've looked in the past, they're going to have to really prove that they are taking off with volume, and I'm going to have to really feel confident when I make that trade. But as of now, again, I'm just going to stay flat, all ends around, and see where price action takes us for the next high percentage trade. Okay, so with all that said for today, I'm going to leave the video there. I do wish everyone well. Good luck on all your trades. For frequent updates, check out the Discord, and thank you for tuning into the Tavern.